I have $1,000 in savings. I'm 44 years old. I'm a commercial real estate broker in Chicago. I made $890,000 last year, 100% commission, no salary, no base, no guarantee. And I have $91,000 in savings. I know exactly what that looks like. I know exactly where it went. Let's go. Okay, income. Let me explain what I actually do, because commercial real estate broker covers a lot of ground and most of it is not relevant here. I work in investment sales at JLL, Jones Lang LaSalle, headquartered right here in Chicago, one of the 3 biggest commercial real estate firms in the world. My specialty is office and mixed-use investment sales in the Chicago metro. I find sellers, I find buyers, I put them together in transactions that close and fund. When a deal closes, I get paid a percentage of the deal value. When it doesn't, I don't get paid. There is no other structure. There is no base salary I fall back on. It is purely close deals, earn money. Don't close deals, explain that to your landlord. I have been doing this in Chicago for 6 years. Before that, I was doing it in 2 other cities, following my then husband's career, building relationships in markets I didn't grow up in and would probably leave. I got good at building relationships fast. That turned out to be the skill. Last year was a very good year. Gross commission income, $890,000. 4 transactions. 2 office buildings in the West Loop. I've been working those sellers for over a year, which is normal. Patience is most of this job. 1 mixed-use property in River North that had been sitting with another broker for 14 months before the owner called me, which is a call I had been waiting for. And a logistics facility in Elk Grove Village that I closed on December 28th and which represented about 30% of my total year. The wire hit on the 31st. I was at my kid's mom's house. My ex and I share drop-off. It was my turn. And I looked at my phone in her driveway and said nothing because I was holding my daughter's overnight bag and it wasn't the moment. I texted my accountant at 11 p.m. He texted back, "Start saving for April." He wasn't wrong. Consulting fees, about $68,000. Advisory work for developers evaluating Chicago area opportunities who want local market knowledge without a full brokerage engagement. Referral fees, $42,000 from 2 deals I sourced and passed off because I was at capacity and protecting the relationship mattered more than the full commission. Total gross income, $890,000. The year before that, $580,000. The year before that, $310,000. I need you to understand that those 3 numbers are consecutive. I rebuilt this business at 38 with a list of contacts and a 2-bedroom apartment in Streeterville and 0 margin for a slow start. The 310 year was not slow for where I was starting. It was everything I had. Now let me tell you what the government does to $890,000 in self-employment income. Monthly gross, $74,167. Business deductions first. I run a Schedule C, so legitimate business expenses come off the top before anything else. My office suite at JLL's Michigan Avenue location, $2,200 a month. CoStar, the commercial real estate data platform, without which I cannot do my job, $1,400 a month. Errors and omissions insurance, required for the work, $4,000 a year. Marketing and advertising on active listings, $30,000 a year, give or take, depending on what's live. Client entertainment, dinners, events, relationships that need maintaining, $11,000 a year. My vehicle, a 2024 Range Rover Sport that I use constantly for client site tours and suburban property visits, $8,000 in deductible business use. Transaction coordinator, professional memberships, data subscriptions, tech, the rest. Total business deductions, $62,000 a year, $5,167 a month. Net self-employment income after deductions, $828,000. Self-employment tax. This is the part of being self-employed that no one adequately prepares you for until you're sitting in your accountant's office for the first time and he starts explaining it and you watch your face do something you didn't plan. Because there is no employer paying half of my payroll taxes, I pay both sides. The SE tax base is 92.35% of my net income, $764,658. Social Security, 12.4%, up to the $184,500 wage base, $22,878. Medicare, 2.9% on everything, plus an additional 0.9% on all income above $200,000. Total SE tax, $50,705 a year, $4,225 a month. I keep this in a separate account and I treat it as money that does not exist. SEPIRA contribution. Self-employed people can put in 25% of net income up to a cap of $70,000 a year. I hit the cap, $5,833 a month into retirement, which also reduces my taxable income, which is the one moment of self-employment tax planning that gives me anything back. Federal income taxes. After the standard deduction, the deductible half of my SE tax, and the SEPIRA, my taxable income is $716,547. I am in the 35% marginal bracket. My effective rate across all brackets is about 30.9%. Total federal tax, $221,088 a year, $18,424 a month. I pay quarterly, April, June, September, January. Each check is between $55,000 and $60,000. I have a whole system for this. The system involves a dedicated savings account and the discipline not to look at it as available money, because it isn't. Illinois state income tax. Flat 4.95% on my AGI of $732,647, $36,266 a year, $3,022 a month. No brackets, no surprises. I will say no city income tax either. Chicago doesn't have one. My counterparts in New York City are paying an additional 3 to 4% to the city on top of state. On this income, that gap is real money. I notice it every time someone asks me why I stayed in Chicago after the divorce. Post-tax monthly take-home, $37,495. Annual take-home, $449,941, which is a genuine number. It is also a number that has to cover rent and child support and 2 kids who are at the age where everything costs something. So let's go through exactly what it covers. Rent. Streeterville Luxury 2-bedroom Illinois Street, $5,800 a month. Here's why it's a 2-bedroom. I have my kids Wednesday through Saturday. My son is 14 and my daughter is 11, and they need their own room. That is not a lifestyle choice. That is a parenting requirement. The building also has a doorman, which matters when the kids are here and I need to know who's coming and going. And it's 12 minutes from JLL's Michigan Avenue office, which matters when I have a 7:30 breakfast and a 10 o'clock site tour and a 1 o'clock client lunch and a 4 o'clock call. I have priced out moving. I keep ending up here. Groceries, $520 a month. Mariano's on Superior for the weeks I have the kids. Produce is good. It's on my walk back from the garage. When I'm on my own, the number drops to about $250, and it's mostly things I can make in 20 minutes or less because I've come home from 6 hours of site tours and a client dinner, and I don't want to be in a kitchen. My son eats everything. My daughter is 11 and has opinions. Fine. Completely fine. Utilities, $230 a month. Electric, gas, Xfinity Internet. Xfinity has a monopoly on my building, which I have accepted as one of the fixed costs of modern life. I need fast internet because I'm pulling deal documents and market comps at 10:30 at night, which is when I do most of my actual analytical work. Student loans, $0. Northwestern, class of 2003. My parents helped. I am aware that this is not everyone's experience. I try to pay it forward. Credit card debt, $22,000 on a card right now, $680 a month in payments. This is a $310,000 year problem. When your income drops by 2/3 and your fixed costs, rent, child support, quarterly estimated tax payments, car, the basic infrastructure of a functioning life, don't drop at all, the card fills up. I made deliberate choices that year about what to protect. I protected the apartment because of the kids. I protected the child support because that's not a choice. I protected the quarterly tax estimates because the penalty for underpaying is its own problem. The rest went on the card. I'm paying it off this year. It's gone by November. Investments outside the SEP IRA, $0. The brokerage account is on my calendar for this quarter. I have said that before. This time it is an actual calendar event with a reminder. Laundry, in unit, $0. Child support, $3,200 a month, court ordered. My ex and I have 50-50 custody. Kids with him Sunday through Wednesday, with me Wednesday through Saturday. We are civil. We are not warm. Car, $2,140 a month total. $1,290 for the Range Rover Sport lease, $420 for insurance, about $200 for gas, and $430 for the building garage. I use the car constantly. Client site tours, suburban industrial visits, picking up and dropping off the kids on schedule. Public transportation, $0. The L is excellent. The L is not my schedule. Total responsible spending, $12,770 a month. Fun and random, $1,100 a month. Partial Bulls season tickets. I got them in the divorce settlement. I take my son on game nights and he will talk about basketball without stopping, and I will listen to all of it. The random category includes a cashmere throw and a very good bottle of Barolo at some point in the last 6 months. Alcohol, $520 a month. I take clients out. I drink after I stop taking clients out. Maple and Ash when someone important is in town. The violet hour, when I want an hour of just sitting somewhere beautiful. A bottle of good red most Friday nights when I don't have the kids. The client entertainment portion goes in business expenses. This number is the personal side. Ubers and Lyfts, $680 a month, even with the car. Client dinners I can't drive home from. Chicago in February, full stop. Total irresponsible, $2,300 a month. Eating out and delivery, $2,800 a month. When I have the kids, I cook 3 or 4 nights a week. The other nights, Beatrix because my daughter approved the menu, Pequods because my son decided deep dish is non-negotiable, DoorDash when I've been on calls since 7 a.m. Client meals are in the business expense deduction. Travel, $2,000 a month averaged. New York 3 or 4 times a year for investor meetings. Last summer was Yellowstone, one of the better decisions I've made in recent memory. Gym, $290 a month. East Bank Club, 5:30 3 mornings a week. Hair, $120 a month. Same stylist 4 years, every 5 weeks. Clothes, $900 a month. I walk into rooms where I am frequently the only woman, and I need to walk in looking like the person who knows more about this market than anyone else in the room, because I do. The clothes are infrastructure. Coffee, $220 a month, 2 a day. Subscriptions, $280 a month. CoStar, Real Capital Analytics, streaming, The Athletic, Spotify, iCloud, a meditation app I opened 4 times. Canceling it feels like giving up on the idea of myself. Total bonus spending, $6,610 a month. SEPIRA, $212,000. Maxing the contribution for 6 years. Cash savings, $91,000. High yield savings. My all-in tax burden last year was $308,000. Federal, state, self-employment. Before rent, before anything. I write quarterly checks of $55,000 to $60,000 to the federal government, and I think of that money as gone the moment I earn it. I came back to Chicago at 38 with a commission business that needed rebuilding from scratch. The $310,000 year was not a failure. It was what building looks like from the inside. The 890 is where I've been heading. I was the trailing spouse. I moved twice for his career. Coming back to Chicago cost money in the short term, and it was the right choice. I am holding $40,000 earmarked for April 15th. It is a check I haven't written yet. Other investments, 0. The brokerage account opens this quarter. I'm done saying it and not doing it. Total savings, $303,000, including the SEPIRA and cash. Short term, $250,000 liquid within 18 months. Credit card gone by November. Brokerage funded this month, on autopilot by May. Long term, I want to buy in Chicago, Hyde Park. The Cook County property taxes are brutal, and I have run the numbers and I'm going anyway. I want the next down year to not eat my savings the way the last one did. I'm a commercial real estate broker in Chicago. I made $890,000 last year. I have $91,000 in savings. And this is how I spend my money.